Before the axes, before the screaming, before the blood, there was breakfast. And what a Viking ate in those final hours before a raid could decide whether he came home. 4 a.m. somewhere on the coast of England. Year 793. The men of Lancaster don't know it yet, but they're about to. These men have been rowing for days, arms like iron, backs like stone, stomachs empty. This is the last meal. Not a feast, not a ceremony, just fuel. VO, barley porridge, that's it. Thick, heavy, gray. It doesn't look like the meal of a conqueror, but your body doesn't care what it looks like. Barley was the backbone of the Norse diet. High in carbohydrates, slow to digest. It's not glamorous, it's engineered. You could row for 6 hours on a bowl of, then there's the fish. Stock is dried cod that's been hanging in the sea wind for months. Smells like the ocean floor. It tastes like salt and survival. No refrigeration, just wind preservation chemicals, salt, and time. A piece the size of your fist could last a satchel. That's not food, that's engineering. And they drank, but not what you think. Forget the movies. They weren't slamming mead before a raid. I'm working weak ale, barely alkalotic. They more water than anything. Because you don't go to war drunk, you go to war sharp. Think about what these men were doing. They rowed hundreds of miles, open ocean, no GPS, no motorized anything, just their bodies against the North Sea. You need caloric density. You need something that sits in your gut and burns slow. Barley does that. A modern marathon runner would recognize this diet immediately. They weren't eating light because they were poor. They were eating light because they were smart. A belly full of rich food in a violent fight. That's how you end up on the ground. Rye bread. Hard enough to knock someone out with it. Dense enough to keep hunger quiet for hours. Brought from home. A piece of somewhere else in a world that was about to get very loud. Here's what nobody tells you about the last meal before a raid. It wasn't rushed. These men knew what was coming. Some of them a bowl of gray barley porridge. Some of them hadn't. And in the middle of it depressed, they had a moment. Was it fear? Was it just a man thinking about somewhere warm he left behind? We don't know. They didn't eat again until it was over, whatever over meant. No energy bars, no protein shakes, just barley, saltfish, fish, and a piece of bread from home. Enough to row to war, enough to fight, enough, if luck held, to row back. Before the chaos, before the screaming on the shore, before history called them monsters or legends, they ate porridge, dark, in silence, just men. Having their last quiet moment before they stopped being quiet. The meal wasn't the story, but it was the last human thing they did before the story began. What would you eat before the most important moment of your life?
Who we are.